everyone. Welcome to another episode of our e-commerce podcast. Today we will be speaking in English because we have special guests who came from Hungary. So I will introduce them in a little bit. So the first one is Tomáš Antal. Tomáš, welcome.
Hi, hello everyone.
Tomáš is a co-founder and chief technology officer of a company called Instacash. And we have Geza Brúža, also co-founder and the chief CEO, actually. And so today we'll be speaking about buy now, pay later payment option in e-shops and ways how to improve conversion rates, average order value, and customer satisfaction. So guys, maybe for those who don't know what's buy now, pay later, maybe if you can explain a little bit what does that mean?
Yeah, sure. Actually, the story is a little bit funny. 5 years ago, we led the digital transformation of an international bank group. And actually, first we tried a global BNPL solution in UK as a mystery shopping. And after that, we tested it. We realized that there is two important things as a conclusion. First is that traditional banks in this region, I mean the CE region, absolutely won't be able to provide such a brilliant user experience what actually the Western BNPL providers are able. The second is that that CE region won't be the strategic target of that kind of global BNPL providers, I think, in the next 5-7 years. So what we felt is that our time has come. So we have the possibility to do something extraordinary, and because you know that we are living in a world of disruption. We are living in a world of disruption. I mean that we believe that BNPL will also disrupt the worlds of point of sale loans, also in physical stores, but rather than in e-shops. And based on it, we strongly believe that we will be able to put a really perfect BNPL solution into the local markets of the CE region, just to support the merchant itself in case of the competition against the international giants.
Okay, so maybe let's explain a little bit more about what buy now, pay later is. So maybe Tomáš, if you can explain why a consumer in an e-shop or on a merchant site, why they should use this kind of payment option.
Right. Yeah. Well, just the very basic advantages for the customer is that obviously they can split up their payments into more manageable amounts. Generally, when we speak about these manageable amounts, we talk about 3 or 4 for installments, and this is the baseline of the BNPL process, because traditionally the point of sale loans such as Quattro or Home Credit, they do longer installments, like 12 or 24 installments. That's the one of them. And also big difference compared to point of sale loans is that these are usually free, so there's no interest in play here. And also the key advantage that we believe is the main differentiator in this regard is that the BNPL solutions are almost always fully digitized and can be completed in 7 or 5 minutes. So that's like the whole idea behind BNPL, to make it available for everyone in a way that is fully compatible with the fast pacing method of the e-commerce sector. So what we are competing with is actually the card payment, we believe. So it has to be as simple and easy as a card payment when you pay with a debit card or a credit card. And obviously that's the advantage for the customers as well. And these are the additionals that you can split into manageable amounts. You don't have to pay an interest, and you can process all these transactions in one way. And we also did a quite an interesting research with a couple thousand customers. And what we found is that 70% of the customers said that they don't really want to use any type of loans when they're purchasing. Obviously, this has a psychological background in this region, because obviously this is different in the Western Europe. But they said that they don't want to use any type of loans. But the ones that used either, both point of sale type of loans and BNPL loans, that say that 80% of them will definitely use BNPL again. So these customers who already tried it, they said that obviously BNPL is so much better. They would prefer it in any way. and also what is interesting that 60% of these customers said that the cost that they don't have to pay an interest is more beneficial in BNPL, so they would definitely choose that option.
Okay. So when we look at BNPL from the merchant's point of view, so Geza, maybe if you can explain what are the advantages actually of integrating this payment option on my e-shop.
It's a simple question with a very simple answer, because our most important strategic goal regarding our cooperation with e-shops is that as a KPI to generate additional 10-15% extra sales for the e-shops on a profitable way. Yes, we know that beside the sales figures, it's really important, it's crucial to provide an extremely high sales conversion rate. I mean that above 60%. And at the end of the day, the key of the success is how the users are satisfied with the solution. I mean the shoppers. But let me just highlight two very interesting trends what we see in the CE region connected to e-commerce sector. The first is that we believe that the key issue is that the money of the shoppers, what they are able to spend via online shopping, is much less than they had previously. Let's say they had 5 years ago, because the prices went up. Actually, the salaries also increased, but sometimes stagnating, but didn't follow that kind of price uplift. And we truly believe that in case of this issue, a BNPL could be a real answer, because if you would like to gain more shoppers, you need to provide such a flexible payment solution as mentioned by Thomas. The second trend is what we see, that the competition in the e-commerce sector is rapidly growing. Actually, we see that more and more international giants are entering into the markets, like also in Slovakia. Let me just highlight Temu or Kaufland. We see the moving in the region of the Polish marketplace Allegro. So if I have I would say, local e-shop, I really need to fight against that kind of giants. And we see that the whole competition is about who will gain more and more affluent shoppers. Because that kind of affluent, I mean premium shoppers have a higher purchasing power. And that's the name of the game. And what we see in our statistics regarding Instacash, that our solution could be a really convenient feature for such affluent shoppers who really don't want to get a traditional loan, but actually if they would like to buy something and decide between two e-shops, they will choose that one where they will find a flexible installment solution like our BNPL. I think that's important.
Okay. And you mentioned you saw this trend in other countries in Europe, so maybe we can speak a little bit about European e-commerce. So, Tomáš, if you can maybe describe what's the situation on the, let's say, Western markets or European markets, how popular is buy now, pay later there?
Yeah, just like starting Geza, the short answer is that very, very popular. What we see is that, as usual, there's a delay when we compare Western Europe and our region. And when we think about this delay, we think that it's a 10 to 15 years actually, because when you think about the BNPL rate of the whole payment scale or landscape, we see that the current BNPL rate in Slovakia or Hungary or in this region, it's 1 to 2%. And the current rate in Western Europe, it's in Germany, for example, it's 23. In Scandinavia, it's somewhere between 20 and 25. And actually 10 years ago and 15 years ago, the rate was something similar that is currently here today. What was very different that these type of BNPL solutions that are convenient, fast, easy, and very good for the customer because they're interest free, were available 15 years ago in these countries or 10 years ago. And this trend obviously continued in the last years, and that this is how this huge amount of 20% is possible. But like a good example is the UK market, because 10 years ago the exact BNPL rate was 1%, and now it's a 7. So that's how we see that when Klarna or similar BNPL providers jump into a market, these rates can go high drastically and very, very fast.
Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about Instacash, which is the company you mentioned already, and you set up the brand. So you're based in Hungary, right? So maybe if you can tell us how did you develop the business in Hungarian market, or was the number of merchants or orders or any other numbers?
Okay. Actually, in Hungary, no, we have a market leader position, which means that we are working together with the biggest e-shops in the Hungarian market. But for us, or from our vision point of view, for us it's much more important to put more and more energy into the international expansion. Connected to this, the biggest achievement of the last 1.5 years of us is that now we are the BNPL service provider of leading global brands. And I mean that let me just highlight Polar, the smartwatches company, or Garmin. But actually we signed the contract, and we are very, very close to the launch date with ASUS, not only just in Hungary rather than in the region. And we have started to work together, Acer. So actually more and more global brands choose our solution just to increase their sales. And from facts and figures point of view, you need to see that in our first year we have approximately 60,000 applications. In case the definition of application is that 60,000 times users 60,000 times choose the Instacash powered white label BNPL solution in the checkout. Okay. That was our first year with mainly local Hungarian, but actually close to market leading position web shops. In our second year, we could double this number. It was above 120,000 number of application, thanks to the bigger partners and the global brands. And now we are shooting for the 1 million, which is absolutely available. Ambitious, but available, because now we see that more, and we sign a contract for a partnership, more and more e-shops who operate not only just one country, rather than in multiple number of countries in the region. Mm-hmm. And I think this is one of our key USP, that we could be the partner of a web shop, not only about just one country, rather than in all in the EU where they operate.
Okay, so you mentioned 1 million applications. So what's the maybe approval rate, or how to say it? So how many of these applications are actually going through?
The best practice level is 66%.
Okay.
And actually the average is 55%. Mm-hmm. It depends on the how big is the cart value, and it depends on the segment or the user type, behavior of the web shops. I mean the profile.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if you can describe a little bit, how does it work, this process of verification of the customer?
On average, it's 7-8 minutes, but actually we have recorder users who really surf through the process within 2 minutes.
Okay.
It depends on that how digitalized you are as a shopper. So if you are using your mobile application of your bank, it's a very easy process for you, because the process have only just 3 components. The first is the authentication. So you need to authenticate yourself at your bank side, and then give a consent for your bank to send to us via API in real time your transactional data, just to be able to do the credit assessment.
Okay.
The second, it's how we say that it's a scoring. We developed our own digital platform, so it's the whole platform is our own platform. But actually, the special part of the platform is the scoring engine. That's the biggest value, I believe. It works and give answer to the shoppers within seconds. So it's absolutely real time. It's fully automatized, so no manuality. The third and the last part is that when you need to pay the down payment, and actually you need to use your cards, and after that you pay the first tranche. We tokenize your cards, and later on we are acting as a subscription, I would say, like a Netflix model. So later on every month we will charge your account, I mean your card, with the amount of the BNPL.
Okay. And so to understand, so during these 2 to 7, 8 minutes, am I staying in the shopping process, or what is the customer doing during these several minutes?
Yeah, you are staying in there, but maybe just one quick addition here, that these 10 to 5 to 7 minutes is the first shopping experience you have.
Okay.
When you come back again, it shouldn't take even a minute, because obviously we already have your transactional data. We did the scoring before. If you're coming back like a couple of days later, obviously your transactions are not going to change that much. That
Right.
the scoring is going to change or anything, and we already have your card details tokenized. So this can be really easily reduced to a minute type of time to purchase the product. So
But I need to stay in the process, in the browser, in the
yeah. When you think about it, it's very similar to how you would do a card type of transaction or payment with a debit card.
Okay.
Because obviously every time you get redirected to a page where you have to add your card details.
Right.
But in our case, you have to do some additional steps, and just as Geza described it, this is when you have to authenticate with your bank. We get the data, we show you the scoring results, and after that you get to the stage when you have to add your card details for the first time.
Okay.
And let me just add that during the process, as Tommy mentioned, at the end of the process, our system calculate for you shopping limit too. So if you made the first purchase, after that you will get the information that in case of that web shop, you can spend more and pay more with the BNPL solution, which is an absolutely a killer solution, because it can generate more and more returning shoppers, I mean returning users for the web shops, because the shoppers are familiar that they have the possibility to buy more and more products in that kind of web shops and pay in splits. And actually it's really working.
Okay. So Geza, thank you for the information. Now we are switching the guests, and another of your colleagues will join, who is Mark Italy, the Chief Business Officer.
Hi, everyone.
Now we want to talk a little bit about the Slovak market. So, Mark, if you can tell us what's your ambitions on Slovak market, and maybe if you can tell us how the business is going, what's the actual number of e-shops that already implemented your solution to their sites.
Okay. Our main focus currently is the Slovakia market, as Instacash as a company on our strategic hot list or strategic top list. Slovakia is the #1 spot. This means that we are fully committed to growing our presence here in Slovakia, and unlike other markets where we serve a couple of our global partners. In Slovakia, our strategy is different. It's pretty different. We think about Slovakia as one of our home markets, our aim for Slovakia is to have at least 1,000 e-shops in a couple of years, where Instacash BNPL as a payment solution is available. And currently, we are at the beginning of a very long road. We have 15 e-shops where customers can already pay with Instacash, but as I've mentioned, the commitment is there, and we we basically, in terms of our international expansions, we put everything on Slovakia now in terms of focus and money and resources. And yeah.
Maybe can you name maybe some of the merchants you already have in Slovakia?
Na chvíľu vás vyruším pri počúvaní tohto rozhovoru. Rád by som sa poďakoval partnerom projektu e-shopový král. Sú nimi Blueweb, firma, ktorá vyvíja špičkové e-shopy na mieru, a Corlones, účtovná kancelária, ktorá je zameraná na riadenie financií pre e-commerce. A teraz už si vypočujte zvyšok rozhovoru.
We are working together with Flexity, for example. They are the biggest sellers in the Central Eastern European region of Pilates and yoga equipment. And also one of our partners is Furbify, a prominent member of the e-commerce sector. And last but not least, we are working together with Berlinger House, which is again an international brand present in the Slovakian market as well. And I try to pick 3 partners from 3 very distinctively different sectors of the e-commerce market, just to show you that buy now pay later is even though the most important sector in terms of e-commerce is the electronics. Mm-hmm. So the products where customers use mostly buy now pay later products are purchasing electronic equipments, but it's also something that can be utilized in other subsectors as well.
Depends. Does it depend mostly on the value of the order, or what's the key differentiator? Let's say.
Yeah, and in terms of value and in terms of what type of BNPL service is good for you, one of the main factors is the price. What we at Instacash we are doing, and we are believing it, is that based on again a customer research we did a couple of years ago, that installment payments and buy now pay later solutions are becoming interesting for customers above the €300 line. So this is where we put our focus, and this is where we think that buy now pay later can perform the best.
Mm-hmm. So if I am an owner of an e-shop and I'm considering actually to implement buy now pay later option, so what do you think should be the main criteria, or how to choose the right solution for me?
The right buy now pay later provider is basically depends on the type of customer you want to serve. In my last answer, I've mentioned that. One of the factors is the price, and in terms of price, in terms of price ranges, there are three distinct customer profiles with different type of BNPL providers servicing those profiles. The first profile serviced mainly by traditional buy now pay later providers, such as Klarna, Affirm, or Ahoy in Slovakia, is customers between the ages of 20 and 25. They are using buy now pay later mainly to buy fashion products, and they do not have any credit history. They value the easy customer-focused convenience of buy now pay later, but they are buying orders with a value of 100 to 200 euros, basically. And the second type of buy now pay later, or the second type of customer profile, is a bit older customer group with an average age of 40 years old. And they are buying durable consumer goods with buy now pay later, fridges, washing machines, electronics, and they choose buy now pay later because otherwise in one lump sum they cannot afford to buy those high value durable consumer products. And this is basically because they are from a lower income, lower percentile of the income graph, and Yeah, they might have some credit history, but they cannot afford any down payment. So they usually frequent buy now pay later solutions where they don't have to pay anything at the time of purchase. And the third one, which we Instacash as a company trying to tap into, is since my colleagues already mentioned that we are focusing on premium customers. We are focusing on high value items above 300 euro, and these type of customers are as Geza mentioned, is the customers e-shops should fight for in the Slovakian market, and basically in globally they are the backbone of the e-commerce industry, and this is why our focus is on them.
I just want to ask, are you focusing only on physical goods, or is it also suitable for, like, let's say, travel, let's say, flight tickets, or booking some, I don't know, going to a concert or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in generally, like BNPL is capable of handling these type of transactions, like fly now, pay later. These terms are coming in also in this region. With Instacash, I think the key type of non-physical type of product is education. So you might buy an education type of product with Instacash when you pay like for the whole 6 months, because the 6 months is the length of the whole education when it comes to IT programming or these boot camps. This is a working product, yes.
So
basically a subscription for that service.
Okay, so Tomáš, let's talk a little bit about the technical point of view. Like, what's the process of integration of Instacash into my e-commerce platform? So, do you have already any plugins or integrations with well-known local e-commerce platforms?
Yeah, we do, because when we think about ourselves, we are mainly a technology company. So we have in-house development, we build our own product, and we are also trying to build all the integrations in-house. This is why we already have integrations with the large software as a service companies like ShopTest, Shopify, and different providers in Hungary as well. And we also have integrations with these open source solutions like WooCommerce, PrestaShop, and even the enterprise level with Magento. And we, as I said, we try to do these ourselves, and some of them are challenging, some of them are easier. For example, the ShopTet integration was quite a good experience from our side, because ShopTet was very open to handle it in a way that is quite easy for us. But yeah, I think we can say that we have most of the integrations that are really required in this region already, and we are also developing and maintaining all these integrations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And for example, this ShopTet, so it's like a separate plugin, or it's integrated into ShopTet Pay as a payment method?
Yeah, it's not part of ShopTet Pay. It's a separate plugin as a payment method. Okay. So if you have a ShopTet web shop and you go to the admin side, you can open the marketplace and you will find us between the different payment methods. And the only thing you have to do is activate it and grab the API key from our side once we have a cooperation set up, and you can launch it easily. And maybe just one thing to add here is that generally, like, payment methods are tried to keep it simplified. So you get the option to put it in the checkout, and that's it. But we saw that the way we add additional features to increase sales is quite an efficient model to boost the conversion. So this is why we have calculation on the product page that is available for the ShopTet merchants. Also calculation on the checkout page. We have pre-score plugins inside the checkout page. All these different functionalities to improve the conversion that are available and optional.
And so, if you speak about numbers, e-shop owners are focused on improving or increasing their profits and conversion rates. So, you have any numbers? I went through a couple of case studies on your website. So maybe if you can describe what's the potential results when I implement Instacash on my website, what results can it bring?
Mm-hmm. As an e-shop owner, you can expect 3 things from us, basically. The first one is not just premium customers, but happy premium customers. One of our users summed his experience up perfectly he said, Jesus, I miss this payment option. From now on, I will only buy from here, from that e-shop, he meant. And we have over 4,000 customer reviews and 4.9 star rating on a 5 scale. And we see firsthand how seamless buy now pay later experience can turn buyers into loyal customers, to customers who return to that e-shop to buy more and buy again. That's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing is an extraordinary conversion rate. As Geza mentioned, currently it's on average 55%, which is based on our experience on the market and how what we have gathered from other e-shops. It's 4 times higher than other point of sale financing solutions can bring now to the market. And there are some e-shops where Instacash is available beside another POS financing solution, and in that e-shops we have seen that 4 times multiplier as well. So and did I mention? I mentioned 3 things. Yeah. So the third one is visible extra GMV, extra sales. We did a couple of case studies, as you mentioned. The first one I would like to bring here is the one we did with Garmin. With Garmin, we were able to increase their sales values 38% after introducing our buy now pay later solution. And we see a pretty similar increase in terms of one of our Slovakian partners, Flexity. In the price range where the buy now pay later solution is available at Flexity, compared to the previous year, Flexity was able to increase their sales figures with 70%, and out of that 70%, 22% can be attributed to the buy now pay later purchases. Okay. And also the average order value was quite higher in terms of purchases with buy now pay later compared to other payment methods, due to the fact that if a customer doesn't have to pay a lot of money up front, they are more likely to put an additional item into their cart and buy additional stuff.
Okay. So let's say I have an e-shop. My average conversion rate is, let's say, 1%, okay, and my average order value is 300 euros. So if I integrate Instacash in my e-shop, so what improvement could I expect?
Okay, based on our experience and based on the case studies I have just mentioned, the average increase that Instacash BNPL can bring to an e-shop is around 10 to 15% in extra sales.
Okay, so it would be like I would have like 1.1 or 1.15
exactly
% conversion rate.
Exactly.
After that, so it's some extra profit actually.
Exactly. That's what we are seeing with our current partners. Of course, it heavily depends on the products you are selling. It heavily depends on your customer base, but that's on average. On average, that's the figures that we are seeing with our current partners.
And you mentioned that you can also bring like extra sales. So what's the way to do it? If you can describe it, some kind of special cross-selling function, or what is it?
The key aspect why Instacash is effective in terms of generating extra sales is that it's a fully embedded solution to the web shop. We, as my colleagues already have mentioned, that we provide this service as a white label solution, and this means that in the eye of the customer, this is a service that's been provided to them by the e-shops as well. Okay. Just one short story. From last week, we already established that differentiation is key in terms of staying alive and surviving on the e-commerce market now in Slovakia, and the story that I wanna tell you is from Walmart. Last week they ended their contract with their current buy now pay later provider, Affirm, and they did that because they are building up their own payment solution, Walmart OnePay. And for that Walmart OnePay solution, Affirm was not able to provide them with a white label buy now pay later service. They had to choose another provider. Unfortunately, we were not the one chosen for this project, but but this story that the leading American retailer is using payment options to differentiate themselves in the market and to offer something to their customers that makes them loyal to the web shop is a good example on why the white label way is the way to go when it comes to buy now pay later. And how Instacash is able to generate extra sales. That was the original question. The embeddedness is most visible on the product pages. We know that customers are spending the most time in an e-shop on the product pages,
Right.
checking out the products, and compared to other buy now pay later providers, the information and the possibilities that Instacash as a BNPL service can bring to the product page is quite different than what others are doing. It's very visible. The customers can try out the service without any commitment. They can check if they can buy the product in installments without making a committed decision for buying the product. So yeah, this is the point where we are focusing all our efforts, and we are trying to differentiate ourselves from others.
So if I understood you well, it means that as a customer, I can actually go through the scoring process without actually putting the order or finalizing the order on the e-shop, right?
As a shopper, you can do two things. First, you can check, just go through the scoring and check if you can buy that specific product with installments.
Okay.
And the other thing that you can do is you can generate a spending limit for you, again, without any commitment for buying anything. And that way you will know that this is the amount that I can shop in that particular e-shop with installments. And this is something that customers usually tend to remember when they are making a decision where to shop in the future.
And you mentioned the shopping limit. So what's the range usually? What is what's the upper limit usually?
It depends on the e-shop. The shopping limits usually scale up with the price ranges of that certain e-shop. So we have an e-shop where the average order value is around 500 euro. Then the shopping limits are around, let's say, 1,000 euro for an average customer.
Okay. So, but you mentioned that this option and your solution is mostly suitable for e-shops with 300 and more.
Yes,
the average order value. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay, so Tomáš, if I want to integrate Instacash on my e-shop, so what's the process? Where should I start?
Process usually starts with us trying to work out a business case, because we strongly believe that we need to, both like the merchant and us, have to understand that how a business case would work out in this case. So we usually sit down and we have this template for it, and we calibrate it with the merchant's data, and that way we can actually see that with the exact details, what type of conversion can be expected, what type of sales boost can be expected. And if we are comfortable with that business case, we can move forward, obviously. And if we have agreed on the terms and conditions, we can move forward in integrations. We already talked about how easily it can be integrated, because we already have set up plugins, modules, or native integrations with all the major e-commerce platform providers. But the next thing is to actually effectively communicate this new payment method. And in this regard, we also have guidelines and toolkits. So we have this marketing toolkit that can be used and can be customized to the merchant's details, and can be effectively used in social media and all these different types of advertisements. And the interesting thing is that we haven't really talked about this today, but we in addition to what we see in boost of conversion and sales boost, we also see that the marketing efficiency is a lot higher when you use BNPL type of communications and messages. So with most of our case studies, this is highlighted, that when you use BNPL as a message, the return on investment of different type of advertisements is a lot higher. So just to summarize, we have a business case that is available and we set it up. We have this marketing toolkit that can be customized and used freely, and we also have the integrations and the integration guidelines if like anything different is necessary.
Mark, maybe just to understand your business model, so where Instacash actually makes money. So if you can maybe explain a little bit how it works from the financial point of view.
One of the most important thing regarding the business model is that we offer buy now, pay later completely free for the customers. This is
I mean the end
important.
customers.
The end customer, yeah, the shoppers. Okay. And we make money on merchants. Currently, as a market entry promotion, we offer our service to e-shops from Slovakia completely free for a 6-month trial period. Okay. After the 6 month, the e-shops can choose from 3 types of subscriptions or 3 packages basically, which have two pricing components. The first one is a fixed monthly fee ranging from €100 to €300, and the second one is a commission, which is comparable to what an e-shop have to pay for a simple basic card payment. It's between 1 and 2%, and also which is I think quite important in our model is that this commission is only payable, or it should be paid after the installments which are due in the future. So when the customer makes a purchase, they have to pay a certain percentage of the price at the time of purchase, let's say down payment, and for that down payment we do not collect any commission, but we collect this 1 to 2% for the installments that are due in the future.
Okay guys, so when we look at the long term, let's say the future of Instacash or the buy now pay later business, so where do you actually see your service or your company, let's say in 3 to 5 years time? Mark?
Yeah, in terms of Slovakia, I think I kind of answered that. We have pretty big ambitions, and in our focus, the number one priority is Slovakia. So we see ourselves as the main buy now pay later providers in Slovakia. Let's say in a 3 years time with 1,000 e-shops using Instacash as their primary buy now pay later providers.
From global point of view,
I wouldn't go into details regarding our global expansion, since the reason why we think the way we think about Slovakia is that we would like to have a country where we were able to be as successful as we are in Hungary, find the product market fit, and become the market leader. And if we are able to do that in Slovakia, there might be other countries where we can target and further expand to. One obvious choice could be the Czech Republic, Austria. So basically, we see our future in the Central Eastern European region currently.
But you mentioned you already localized the service in much more languages, right? How many?
Yeah, well, we localize for the whole EU in terms of the application components, and we can get the banking transactional data from the whole EU for all banks from the EU. And what I think is maybe interesting is that the way we think about Slovakia is that we are actively coming here and actively pushing this, and with other countries it's more organic. So right. When we talk about Slovenia or Austria, there are different type of merchants that are contacting us from there. And that's the type of mindset difference here, that we are actively coming to Slovakia and trying to push our solutions here. And when we think about different countries, this is more organic build up there.
Yeah, I met you already on several e-commerce events, so I know you do the sales and marketing very well here already. So guys, thank you for coming, and good luck with everything, like with the business, and to make so you can fulfill all the ambitions and plans. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. for having us.
Thank you. And thank you, whoever watched or listened to our podcast. I hope you liked it. If you did, so please feel free to leave any comments or subscribe to our YouTube channel or to our Spotify channel. And see you soon with another interviews. See you.